This weekend in the game, there's so much on it.
Liverpool have to win this. This ain't a fluke, this ain't a joke thing. We are serious.
Right now, we are better than Liverpool. We need these 3 points.
We can come out of here with 3 points. We can come out of here with something at least.
They got to come here and play like champions. Sometimes it's another team's time. Time to get into the predicted 11. We're here at Anfield, the home of Liverpool, of course, and it's a huge game this weekend. We are standing in front of the Champions Wall, and it does make you a bit jealous, don't you?
Yeah, that second trophy there, I can't lie.
European Cup 6. FA Cup's only 8, man. Come on, man. Isn't it? There's levels to this thing.
We got to knock them somehow.
But it is impressive. 3 UEFA Cups, 4 Super Cup. I mean, listen,
it's inspiring as well. You know, like it's our team that we're hoping come out of the season champions.
Yeah.
And, you know, this obviously, this references Liverpool's history, but you only got to look at their last 5 years. I know people throw at Klopp, oh, you had this team, only the one league. And I hear that to a degree, but they're also a Champions League, an FA Cup, a Carabao Cup. They've won the lot, this current group of Liverpool players. That's why the team that goes out there, that we're going to predict now, got to be on it.
Got to be on it because no matter what, we know that when it comes to this place, they're on it, right? So we're going to have to put in the performance of the season. But if we do that, we can win this game, right? So let's get into what we think the 11 should be, right? Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of these that are going to be quite straightforward, but there's going to be quite a few that you never, you know. All right, let's start off with in goal. It's Aaron Ramsdale, isn't it? He's been outstanding, hasn't he, this season?
Under the radar, I think. You know, I don't think Ramsdale gets enough credit, not only from opposition fans, but from Arsenal fans too. Like when we talk about top 3 players, top 5 players this season, he never, I wouldn't put him in mine, but he never really gets mentioned. And I always want to mention him because the amount of big saves he's made across this season, the amount of points he's won
saving a month this season.
Oh, yeah,
saving a month.
Bournemouth one, yeah.
He's been a very important player.
Big one at Villa, 2-2.
Yeah, exactly. Big ones that saved us points. Mm-hmm. And when I look at his entry point into Arsenal, when he came in off the back of a couple of relegations, quite a high price tag, when we all seem to be okay with the goalkeeper situation at the club, to see what he's done for us in terms of playing out the back, the confidence, how upset he was at not keeping clean sheets in All or Nothing. That's the mentality I want. And he is part of the football I want to be seeing as well. And, you know, he's a big part of it. So Ramsdale without saying. Yeah,
definitely. Right back, obviously, Ben White. And, again, he's been having a great season and chipping in with the goals now.
Yeah, we were saying on Forever Arsenal, we had a great chat about how's this guy not watch football? Because I kind of, his style, his the way he plays, he's such a cultured, intelligent footballer. I think you don't just get that from being on the field. Like, surely you're watching it. Surely you're listening to the best coaches, the best players. But apparently, well, I mean, he is in terms of his training and working with Arteta. And listen, he's worked with Bielsa, he's worked with Potter, who, okay, we know went to Chelsea, but he's a good manager. You know, he's had a very good footballing education. You see him out there, he is superb. And he deserves, he deserves his place in this team, in the England team, in the team of the season. Ben White has been the best right back in the country this year for me. Yeah. Just beating Trippier to it.
All right, let's move over to the left-hand side. Again, quite an easy one. Zinchenko, and he's going to have a big role to play in this game, isn't he?
I mean, you say easy. I don't think it's as easy as previous games. Reason being because obviously the last game, Tomiyasu started it and he coped very well with Salah. Tierney is the better defensive left back.
Great point.
Liverpool's main attacking threat comes on that side, and Zinchenko quite often leaves space on that side because
he's inverting, isn't he?
He inverts and we dominate games. Now the question is, are we going to dominate Liverpool at Anfield? If we are, then Zinchenko has to be part of it.
If we're not,
then you'd want your defensive-minded left back in there, which is Kieran Tierney. I'm going to go Zinny because again, he's been one of our stars this season. He's the reason we dominate so many games. But that's an area that I'm nervous about. I can't lie going into the game.
Yeah, because it is that. Yeah, it can drop into midfield and, you know, overload that midfield. What City? That is exactly what Man City did. They used John Stones to do it with great effect against Liverpool. But then also, if you don't have the ball and it's a 3-on-3 situation and you've got Salah up 1-against-1, that's not good. You know what I mean? So could it be a game for Tierney? I mean...
Well, and not to spoil a tactical preview that we're going to be doing on this channel, but if you look at some of their poorer results, the 3-3 to Brighton, twice that they haven't been able to beat Chelsea, those teams and Man City are all using a box midfield where they were kind of 2 sitting and almost 2 10s, very much how Arsenal play when they have the ball and Zinchenko's at left back. And I think that's because the Liverpool midfield have maybe, and I hope I'm not jinxing it, but maybe slightly lost their legs. They don't cover the ground like they used to, and that's not just a kind of over time thing. That's also maybe a confidence thing. I think Arteta will think, we are the form team, so let's just keep doing our thing, and that means Zinchenko.
This is going to be one of those ones that we're going to have to watch closely on the day, because it will give us an indication of how he's going to approach this game. I think if Zinchenko goes in there, he's going to attack Liverpool.
Yeah.
If Tierney starts, like you said, he's looking to contain and maybe catch on the counter a bit. So that's going to be an interesting one. But I agree with you guys. I do think it will be Zinchenko. I think after watching that game against Man City last week, when Man City went away to the Etihad and they played that same system, the Arteta might be looking at it and saying, this is the time to attack.
Yeah, I mean...
It's going to have to be very brave.
Look, over the last 5-6 years, maybe more, we've gone into games against Liverpool, games against Manchester City, working out how to nullify their threats, how to best equip ourselves to deal with their threats. I think it's about time now we go in confident with our threats, and that would be starting Zinchenko. Like James said, boxing out the midfield and overloading it does work against Liverpool. We've seen evidence of that this season, so hopefully it works against us.
Chris, for you, who played in that position at left back last year for Arsenal? In this game?
Last year for us, left back.
Last year,
Tavares.
Nuno Tavares was in there last season.
I did think he was having a bad game till the pass back.
And then he just went mad and just gave about 3 goals or 2 or 3 goals.
That's when he was subbed at half time or something.
No, he was on in the second half. That's when he created more havoc.
Okay, must have been another game.
He was 1-0 down at half time, I think, if I remember rightly. But right. Moving into right now, again, interesting. The centre backs. I mean, obviously, we know that Gabriel, who's been brilliant this season, bar any sort of injury, he will definitely start the game. Now, doubts on Saliba. At the time of doing this video, we don't know if he's going to be fit for the game. But then Rob Holding's come in that sort of right-sided centre-back position, and he's done a brilliant job so far. I thought even in the Sporting game, he was solid. Do you keep him in? Or do you, if Saliba's back, does Saliba come straight in for you?
Well, what's back as well? Is it they can force him to play? Is it he can play this one, but, it comes at a bit of a cost for a couple games? That's the thing. There's all these things they'll be asking themselves.
So he has to be fully fit for you?
No, I'm just asking.
Well, I'm asking you.
I think, even an 80% Saliba, I think it's worth the risk, personally. I really do. He's been imperious this season. Sorry, Turkish, I completely taken over. But I just saw that point about he's not going to be fully fit come Sunday. I just don't think. You'd have seen him maybe on the bench or for Leeds, or you'd be hearing murmurings of him being all right. I don't think he will be fully fit. A bit like Trossard. Yes, he played at Fulham. We thought he was out. But then he did come off on the hour mark because they were wary about managing him. I think Saliba, because this is a predicted 11 video, I think he's going to play. I just think that there's something doesn't sound right to me. He kind of walks off fine. They don't really know how long it's going to be. Then some rumour about surgery. Where the hell's that come from? To, I'm hopeful he'll play this season. Well, which is it? Surgery or hopeful he'll play? It doesn't make sense to me. And then the way Arsenal have been... so sorry.
Change his mind.
Where did your mind just go? Carry on.
He's heard that sound before.
Is that what you get little Gary Lineker?
James just...
All right,
He tried so hard.
Anyway, Saliba's playing.
Yeah, so...
sorry, I've completely lost. I think...
He's lost it. Let me go to Turkish.
Yeah. I'm with James. I think if he's close to full fitness, if he's close to match fitness, then you start him, whether that's 70%, 80%, 90%. There is risk there because every game is a big one. But this one's one of the games we all looked at towards the end of the season during international break where we said, we need to take something from there. And ideally, when you look at their form, we need to win. So for me, if Saliba's close to match fitness, Saliba, because as I was mentioning with the left back, if we play Zinni, there's going to be space for Salah. Now, if Salah's in space, then Gabriel gets dragged a little bit, and then it leaves Nunes with Rob Holding. Now, that's what makes me nervous, because Nunes is a physical striker. He's good enough in the air.
Quick as well.
Quick, good in the air, and I feel like Holding could be exposed in those one-on-one situations. So if Saliba's anywhere close to being fit for it, start him.
Okay. I think I'm with you guys. Listen, if Saliba's fully fit, he plays.
Yeah.
End of. And that's got nothing to do with Rob Holding. I thought he's been outstanding. He's come in. You know, he's done like an Eddie Nketiah for me, where he's come in for a big player and he's made us not miss him, which, you know what I mean, that's great. So, but if Saliba is fit, has to return for me. So hopefully he will be fit. You recovered now? Right, let's move to the midfield. I mean, I think it goes without question, the midfield anyway, isn't it? You know, this is an easy one.
Yeah.
Thomas Partey, who's been brilliant, starts. You know, let's pray that he's fit. You know what I mean? He's missed so many of these big games. When you want him, he's been out, but you know he should be right for this one. He'd be a very important
also
player.
Being managed well by Arteta. Came off in the Leeds game when it was job done, and Arteta's been doing a lot more of that, taking players off when the job's done. Good to see.
So he's in. Granit Xhaka, how good has he been in the past few games? Brought a lot of goals to his game now as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's no coincidence that, listen, after the World Cup, a lot of people looked at one, Martinelli, and two, Granit Xhaka as having dropped off in performance level. But when Trossard got placed up front, you saw Xhaka coming back into himself in terms of the first 14 games of the season. Now Jesus is back. There's space for him in the box, and we saw that last time out. He's got a couple of goals in the last few games too. So Granit Xhaka, the turnaround has been immense. He keeps his spot easy.
Definitely keeps his spot. Granit Xhaka has been, I mean, that header in the last game was brilliant as well.
Yeah.
He's on fire. And Martin Odegaard, he's a captain. And again, he's been outstanding. Could be very important in this game, couldn't he?
Yeah, very. The way Liverpool lined up against City, Henderson was playing more on the left of Fabinho. So interesting battle there between Odegaard and Henderson. And I think they'll look to try and nullify him by using one of the most experienced players, you know, and who's got a defensive mind more than a Harvey Elliott, for example. Interesting if Thiago will be fit though, otherwise that's a direct battle because he tends to play off the left side. But Odegaard, of course he plays.
Now this is the really interesting one for me, the front three, right? And remember, you got four players to choose from in this, right? So let me give you the four, right? Obviously, Martinelli on the left-hand side, been absolutely amazing, right? This season, been brilliant, on form at the moment as well. Saka, been one of the best, young players in world football this year, and has been absolutely brilliant and consistent for Arsenal. Rested in the last game, only came on for a little bit of the of the game after these exploits with England. Gabriel Jesus, of course, is back. 2 goals in his last game. Looks sharp as a razor, experiencing, these big games when he's from his time at Man City. But adding to that, Leandro Trossard, who came to Anfield earlier on in the season and scored a hat-trick. That's something that's only been done by a couple of players in history, you know what I mean? To come to Anfield and score a hat-trick. He will be excited about coming here and be confident that he can get another goal as well. And another player that's been playing brilliantly, creating assists, and has been widely recognised as one of the best January signings this year. Right, far away. I want your 3 and I want your 3.
Well, and let me just add very quickly, you don't include in that Smith Rowe, who I know I'm not expecting to play, but was one of our top scorers and best players last season. You don't have in that Eddie Nketiah, who led the line away at Tottenham when we broke that sort of record, and he scored the winner against Man United as well. You don't include Reece Nelson, who, with what he did against Bournemouth, is just about. I've just seen Fabrizio Romano saying he's getting a new contract with Nelson. So that shows you the level of depth we have now in that area of the pitch. But I'm going Saka, Jesus, Martinelli. Harsh on Trossard, it is.
No, Trossard, hat-trick last time.
I want the pace, I want the trickery. And Trossard has that, not like them. What he's got is he could pick a pass, he can get an assist.
He's probably got that over the other 3. For Jesus.
I hear that, but I think this will be quite open. I think they'll press us, lots of space to attack, get your players that make use of that the most. I think it's those 3.
Yeah, I mean, you can't pick a 3 based on form, Rob. because they're all on form. All 4 of them are on form. Even another stat on Trossard, since he's come in January, if you just take his assists for Arsenal, he'd be 3rd in the assist charts in the Premier League. So he's on form. Jesus, 2 goals in his last game. He's on form. Saka, been on form all season. Martinelli, 6 goals in 7. Every single one of the 4 to pick from are on form. I'm going to go with Martinelli on the left. He's had Trent on toast multiple times. He performed well against Liverpool. He's caught the eye of Klopp many times, but now it's coming into our era now. So hopefully he's part of a team that actually comes here and wins. Jesus up top. That's my guy. I think he's the best pure footballer we have in the side.
I agree.
And Saka on the right-hand side because he's
so
our player
Trossard
of the
missed out
season.
again.
Unfortunately, yeah, but we can only pick 3, so...
Yeah. But it's a hat-trick last time he came here. Imagine
Yeah,
that a
I
player
know.
you scored, you've come here.
Well, how great to bring him off the bench, no? Isn't that, isn't that
And
one
he's,
way
and
to
he's
look at
shown
it?
that he can do bits off the bench as well.
Of course,
so.
yeah.
All right?
Well, what are you
What
going
yeah,
for?
what are you doing?
I'm agreeing with you two.
Well, no Trossard, Rob, no?
No, you know what, right? I've been thinking, so I keep thinking to myself, play Trossard in this game from the beginning because it makes sense. He scored a hat-trick here. He ain't going to be scared of this place. But I'll tell you the main reason why I'm going to go with Martinelli is because I look for this and I say, you are going to have to do a lot of work tracking back
Yes.
and stuff like that. And that guy is a machine in doing that. He will work his socks off. He'll get back. He'll put those tackles. So it's not just the stuff he's going to do going forward. It's what he's going to do going the other way. Because this is Anfield. You got Salah. You got your Robertsons, your Trents, your this. They love to get forward. So he can exploit when they get forward, but he can also help out when we're under pressure as well.
You
So
know what you said
that's
about-
why I'd start with him.
You know what's about Trossard and his 3 goals here? Let's not forget that Jesus was the man Pep always turned to when they were playing Liverpool. And he got a goal here at Anfield last season, I believe, got a goal on the home tie. Jesus has a record and he knows what it's like to step up in this game against this opponent. Martinelli at 18 bagged goals here. I know Carabao Cup games and all that, but playing against a manager who after every time we play them, praises him to the high hills. And Saka's fearless. What does Saka fear?
Yeah,
Big
Saka's
game,
he's our best player, I think. So let's just run through the team then, and that'd be a great team if that's the team that comes here. In goal, of course, we were all in agreement. Aaron Ramsdale. Right back will be Ben White. On the left-hand side, Zinchenko, and then of course Saliba and Gabriel in mid.
Well.
If Saliba's fit, that is. Moving into midfield, of course, Thomas Partey, backed up, of course, by Granit Xhaka and Martin Odegaard. And up front, Bukayo Saka on the right. On the left, Gabriel Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus down the middle. That is the team that we've predicted. Don't forget, you can go to our app right now, AFTV Plus, download it right now, and you can build your own team. We want to hear from you. What is your predicted 11 for the game? Who would you like to see start? Build your team now. It's a massive game. If Arsenal win this game, Turkish has said it already. He thinks there's one hand on the league. We can start erecting one of those for us. Not as many, but
been a while.
right? So it's been a while. It's been a very long while. So love to hear what your 11's going to be. But listen, we are buzzing for this game. Thank you to everybody down here at Anfield for allowing us to film down here today, and looking forward to that game on Sunday, Liverpool versus the Arsenal. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.